So what bags did you end up throwing this whole weekend since you played for 72 hours straight?
I only played with two different bags, and it was my red Viper R's and my blue Viper R's, and that's it. I got to
A
use
whole
my
weekend?
bags. Yeah, I got to use my bags the entire time, even in the blind draw, and we played with my bags at the Clover Cup, and then we played with mine at the. Well, I played singles with mine, and then bring your own doubles with the light blue. So I only used the light blue in one division, one tournament kind of thing. Other than that, I use the red ones.
I threw my Viper R's just to practice with because that's what I've always thrown at Pisa, and they seemed like I was throwing them onto, I don't know, clay, because like they would like hit the board and like stop. I felt like.
Mine were actually pretty nice. It reacted well with the board. I saw you had your cats out right in the beginning, and then you told me you were throwing your psychos before that.
Yeah, I think I was we were at least for singles I was contemplating the cats or my psychos, and I think the psychos are, I mean, obviously when you're talking about like a bigger or a smaller bag, like the measurement is so small because there is such a small range in which they can like legally be
Hmm.
accepted, but the cats are definitely a smaller bag than the psychos. And um I feel like those psychos just, if they stop near the hole and they get like a corner to hang, like there's a good chance if you have a couple bags left, they're coming back in the hole.
Hmm.
Um, and with me not throwing as much as I was, any help I can get to make that hole seem bigger than it is is much needed. So I ended up, yeah, I threw my psychos for singles on Sunday and on doubles actually. So
Yeah, I honestly I didn't think I was gonna throw them Saturday. I was planning on using my partner's bags, but he also throws ultra. He throws Vipers, so I think he has the. I'm not too sure, but I think he has the 3-year series Vipers or whatever they are, the 3rd-year series. He has all kind of like just Vipers with dots on them, and I just if I start throwing them and I throw them for a while, I'll be fine. But if I go into a tournament, just trying to start throwing and like go into a game and throw those dots, it just they kick on me so hard. So I'm glad we kind of stuck with mine. Even though like the day before I was playing with them as well, so like I was already mentally prepared. Like I already knew what I was gonna do with the boards and stuff since they set them out for the whole weekend, and it was pretty easy to get adjusted. The mornings after like Saturday after Friday and Sunday after Saturday, it was pretty easy to
mhm.
just get right back into it. But it was a long
Yeah.
weekend, man.
Yeah,
Felt
so Friday you played and it was what, just blind draw?
Yeah, it was competitive blind draw. Um,
And who did you end up pulling there?
her name was Jenny. I think it's Jenny
Uh-huh.
P. Her, they run Cornhole Coliseum in West Virginia. They have a big like
Okay.
basement and stuff. He he was an ACO pro,
Yeah.
and they have all kind of ACO bags, but uh, I think he's playing both now. I don't think he's a pro anymore. I think he kind of just backed away from it a little bit, and now he's like running his tournaments and kind of traveling everywhere, playing different stuff, playing ACL because ACO isn't stuck to one. They're not stuck to just ACO. They can play ACL and all that. Where I think as ACL, you can only play ACL events if you're a pro. But anyway,
Oh, so at ACO, I'm sorry. to interrupt. ACO, you can play both bags.
No, like ACO, you can play ACO tournaments and ACL tournaments, but like you have to use that bag.
Oh, okay. I was like, that's kind of cool. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't personally think ACO is gonna be anything like long term. If
No,
cornhole does what it does, I don't think ACO is gonna trump ACL ever.
no. ACL has so much stuff going for him right now. It's wild. I mean,
Mm.
it's crazy that there's so many there's so many pros that come to look like I would have never expected to see Trey Birchfield up at Pisa, Pittsburgh, whatever it is, just to play in a little open tournament.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think we briefly talked about that. It's just I don't really know. There's another sport where, and granted, it's not like I'm not saying Trey Birchfield is, you know, Michael Jordan, but
Mhm.
I am saying that there is such an elite tier of these players that are on ESPN, and for people that know, like, say what the numbers mean in cornhole, you know, I am at least on ACL. I think it was like 7-2 or 7-3, which in the grand scheme of cornhole is pretty average. But I feel like if I go to like a cookout, I could spot people 17 to 20 points and I'm not going to lose.
Mhm.
Whereas like if I would play Trey Birchfield, who just had a game had a match at the tournament we were just at, so like we were there playing and we could have watched, and right next to him basically
Mhm.
through like an 11 and a half or 11 against Isner,
Oh my!
and
I can't believe
like
that.
like that is so good that even so so for me again, I'm going to a cookout with the family. I'm spotting everybody I play 20 points at the beginning every game.
Yeah.
And then I go and I say I play Trey at that type of game. I don't score a point. And
No.
there's just such a distinct difference between cookout good and like, oh my gosh, he was so. I mean, it was just the most dialed in. I think even Hissner was like, I don't know what to do with this.
he just a little stat update here. For their first game, Trey Birchfield threw 11-3-6. Hisner threw a 10-7-2. Trey Birchfield had 92 bags in, 0 off the board, and 8 on. Hisner threw 84 bags in, 16 on, and 0 off the board. And Trey Birchfield had 284 total points over
That
25
is
rounds. It's
bonkers.
insane. 17 4-baggers. Hisner threw 12 4-baggers. I mean, and it was 22-6. Trey Birchfield demolished him, and Hisner threw a 10-7-2 to his 11-36. I mean, that's just crazy. I can't
Yeah,
believe
I mean,
that.
no, that's yeah, and I think what like the not like the person who doesn't know much about cornhole, because I feel like I've been talking obviously more about it to people, and the reactions I get are, how many sets of bags do you have, or how good are you, and like, well, I am pretty good at cornhole, but there is a lot of people that play this game even more seriously than I do, and I mean, they're robots. All of
hmm
them are robots.
That's
Um,
literally all they do. I mean, day in and day out. I mean, some of them have a job, but after their job, they're throwing down and back in their backyard, in their house. I mean, cornhole is those guys' life, but for
Yeah.
for people in competitive and say intermediate, we're not coming home from our job from school and going, all right, time to throw 100 bags down and back just to get better. I mean, it's crazy how much dedication these guys have. I don't have the patience
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's good for them. I hope I hope that, like I was saying to my partner at the tournament, seeing Trey and seeing Hissner and Love, and I'm sure there was others that heck I probably didn't even notice, but
Yeah, there was
I
Timmy Jonas, Eric
okay.
Anderson, what was that? Sarah Cassidy.
Yeah.
I think
Oh,
that's
no.
it.
I mean, I just hope that those like that eventually, um, they, once it gets big enough, it's not, like those types of players. I hope they don't like it. Almost like skips them because they're the ones that made it. Like I go anywhere. I feel like I could tell you Trey Birchfield's throw without even seeing him. And I'm hoping that like they stay on long enough that it gets bigger and bigger, and they get kind of what they should get for kind of being like stewards of the league when it just started.
Yeah, I don't see
But
this going away anytime soon either. So these guys will be top of the top for a while.
right.
So,
But anyways, back to your blind draw. So your blind
okay,
draw, you ended up where?
second, we
Second place.
we went all the way through undefeated, got our king seat, and then we got double dipped by good old Jeremy Young.
Oh no, we didn't.
He did. He double dipped us. We sat for about, I'd say, an hour and a half, 2 hours. We had to wait 8 games
Oh
for
man.
for the finals, and then I think it was around like 11:30 is when we ended up finishing up.
Do you remember what Jeremy was throwing?
Uh, he was throwing. I mean, me and him were back and forth the entire weekend, but he threw pretty good in the finals. I don't remember what he threw in the first game, but it was a blowout the first game.
Oh,
And
they
then
got you guys. Well,
oh
you
yeah,
guys were cold.
we were cold. Then we came back a little bit in the second game. I think it was 15-21 was the last game there was, but yeah, we got double dipped. Um,
I saw
she
him message. I saw him reference that on your comment or on your post. So
yeah, and I don't blame my partner at all. She was very nervous. We were under the we were on the cameras and stuff, so I figured she would be a little nervous. I remember my
yeah, I
first
mean,
time going up
I was
there
gonna
on the
say we just
cameras.
talked about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then so you got second place. That was it though. That Friday, right? That was just the blind draws.
Oh, here we go. I threw a 9-2 to Jeremy's 9-4, and my partner threw a 4-8 against his partner's 8 PPR. And then the
Uh,
second game, I threw a 8-8-8. He threw a 8-3-8. My partner threw a 5-6-3, and his partner threw a 6-8-8.
yeah.
But
So
she was throwing crazy. I mean, she
I mean,
was.
she had to have thrown really good for you guys to get there without losing. So that that main board will God get you the
Oh
first
yeah.
time.
I mean, we beat them for the king seat game, and then they came back through and played us again. So
Oh wow.
the game that we beat them, I threw a 9-3-3. Jeremy threw a 10. Jenny, my partner, threw a 10-7-1, and his
Oh,
partner threw an 8.
oh my
So it's
gosh.
not like she was bad.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
she was good throughout the entire time, and then once we got to
I
them
still got a little
boards,
nervous.
yeah, which
Well,
I get it.
I'm gonna make. Yeah, yeah. No, it's tough. Um. So you got second, and then Saturday,
Hmm.
back down to Pisa. you had the Clover Cup team event,
Yes,
and there was a handful of people on the team, and you won
I did. We won the
one
competitive doubles.
competitive doubles. And who was your partner there?
His name's Wiggles. We call him Wiggles. I honestly don't know. I think it's Mike. I don't know his last name. Mike. I'm not sure.
We'll just call him. I like Wiggles. Sounds way better. Anyway,
I mean, that's what
we're gonna go
everyone
with
knows him
Wiggles.
by.
Yeah. So Wiggles and you take competitive doubles. Was there a singles event or no?
There was. So each team had a player that played on like. So there was competitive singles, intermediate singles, advanced singles, seniors singles. Then there was competitive doubles, intermediate doubles, advanced doubles. There was the 16U, the women's, and then the co-ed. I think that's all of them. Yeah.
All right.
So my team was Steel City, and we played our rounders for placement, and we played Coliseum, and then I think we played. What else did we play? No. I thought it was 3-3-0, but it's not. Cedo Soto. So we played those two in the rounders. We beat the Coliseum, and then we lost to Cedo Soto. So we went 1-1 for our rounders. Then the tournament starts. We get, I think we got fourth, or the fourth slot, seed 4, whatever. And we play the Coliseum again after we just played them and beat them, and we lost 21-9.
What the heck?
It was awful. I threw bad. Wiggles threw bad. I mean, it was just a bad game.
Did you throw your bucket hat?
I didn't wear it that day, actually.
Well,
I wore an
at least
ultra
there's
hat.
some sanctuary on
The ultra hat.
Saturday with that.
The ultra hat was thrown in the finals game. I will say that.
On Sunday or
No,
on Saturday.
That tournament finals. After we waited for the Wounded Warrior to talk, then we played our first game of the 2 for the double dip. I
Right.
slammed that hat so hard. I think it was, we were up pretty big, and then they were starting to creep back a little bit. And I threw 2 off the board and 2 in. Luckily, he blocked himself, and he had 1 in, 3 on, or something like that. But I threw 2 off the side of the board, and I slammed my hat. I mean, it was hard. I was so mad.
And it was a baseball hat, though.
Yeah, it was the ultra white. I forget what it's like, a white dark camo kind of hat.
All right. It's still respectful. Okay. So you went. So that was the singles because you won doubles, right?
So I only played in one event that day.
Oh.
You only have one or I guess if you're doubles, you have 2 people to play in one division. But once you finish that division, you're done. Like, you're done for the day. You're kind of just waiting for what the rest of your team does and see where you place.
Long day then.
Yeah, we played early, so when we were done, I just had the rest of the day to just walk around, watch people play, watch my dad and Mike Russo and all them play. So it was great to see them play, but I think we took like 7th as a team, even after a win. So
I mean, just the people you listed off there and the way you were throwing all weekend, probably wish to get a little bit higher, but you know that's what will happen.
Yeah.
Cornhole.
I mean, we took out Speakeasy's 2.0 team. Me and Wiggles, we took out Speakeasy. We took out Cedo Soto. We played them again. The Western PA All Stars, those are the people that crushed the tournament. They had a ton of pros on their team, and we beat them 22-14. And
Was that Trey's team?
yes, Trey, um, I think Sarah Cassidy was on that team as well.
Mm.
I think Hisner was on that team too. I think it was those
I
three.
thought there were. I was gonna say I thought there were like requirements for, or
Well,
like maximums for pros and whatnot.
seniors, you can have a pro play for that because they're a senior. There's no like PPR limit. Women's, there's no PPR limit on that. And advanced doubles, there's no PPR limit on that either. So there's 4 pros that can play in those categories.
Got it.
But we didn't have any pros on our team, so
Not yet.
not yet.
All right, and then so Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, let's go back. So let's just touch on the Clover Cup Wounded Warriors, right? So that's kind of a cool little setup. Was it almost all of the, or was it all of the fees and team fees that went to Wounded Warriors? And it was a speakeasy event, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So that, I mean, that's an awesome. I mean, I think you'll see that as they go. There's so many Cornhole tournaments that are charity backed to support something, other than the players, and so it's really nice to see. But you were gonna say something.
Yeah. So what was great? I love Speakeasy because every time they do some event like this, it's for something. So I forget. I know they do it for other other events or like other charities and stuff, but they did it for Wounded Warrior this time, and I think the guy's name was Sal Gonzalez, I think it was.
Yeah.
And he had a really good speech and talked about how Cornhole like helped his life and how the Wounded Warrior helped him as well. So I think Speakeasy's doing a great job with running these tournaments for a good cause. And it was great winning it. Yeah, and then Sunday was high waters. So it was Saturday was high water, Sunday was Speakeasy. Or no. I said that wrong. Friday was high water, Saturday was Speakeasy, Sunday was high water again.
Right.
And
Friday
was supposed to be ACL, and ACL was actually down. Their whole equipment was down. So they switched over to Scorholio. Saturday was Scorholio, and it was going to be Scorholio the whole time. They didn't need ACL stamp bags. You could have used any bags. So Galaxy Cornhole got to use their bags.
724. That's
724.
Cool. Galaxy
and all
and 724. Some 7, but some like what is it? It's 710. Maybe there's some of those popped up.
I believe so. I think 330.
Some of those
330 baggers has a set of bags that they throw.
Nice.
And then Sunday was ACL.
Sunday. 30 boards, 12,000 people. Maybe not that many. But so that was what? That was just singles, intermediate, competitive, advanced, and open singles, and then intermediate, competitive, advanced, open doubles.
Mm-hmm.
So, so that's the first time I played. So, since we reviewed Friday and Saturday. My Sunday was, it was fine. Started off good. Normal. You get there an hour and 15 minutes before the bags are thrown and almost become tired by the time it's your first game. And then I think I won my first won my first singles game at like 22-0, so I was flying. Um, and then got paired up against, I think, the gentleman who ended up making it to either the final or the semifinal. I lost. I didn't throw great at all that a match, and then and I won my second pretty, I think, easily, but it wasn't close. And then Dexter. I don't know how old this kid is.
Burkett.
Burkett, yeah.
That's Logan Burkett's brother.
Right. And I know his brother beat me before.
Mm-hmm.
And now his little brother beat me 22-20 because I gave him the first bag on the last turn because like the kid hardly misses.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I will say, for being young, you almost assume somebody like that would have some trouble with blocking with a block bag. And when I got to throw first and I actually landed a block, it was very apparent that you could win if you could continue blocking.
So when you play against Logan and his brother, they throw a roll bag. I mean, not the whole time. Most of the time they throw just like they kind of match you up until they realize that matching you isn't going to work. And I played Logan in the singles on Sunday, and he threw BGs, and we threw down back I think twice, and I scored 4 or 6 points just straight sliding.
Yeah.
And then he started blocking and rolling over his block, and I was just not having it. It was awful. I've tried to push. I threw it too hard. It would kick. I tried to land behind it. He would roll over 2 bags. There was nothing. There was nothing I could do against that guy. And
So he beat you?
He did. He was the one that put me in the losers bracket. It was my second game. It was bad too. I mean, it was like 21-6 or 8 or something.
Yeah, I mean that rollback. First of all, it's not like when if anybody's listens to this that isn't as like new to cornhole, like it's like saying, oh, I'm just gonna roll my bag. Like it is a absolute like an elite tier type of throw. I feel like if you could throw it and throw it consistently, you're a good cornhole player. Like you've played a lot. I feel like.
Yeah.
It's not something that you just are like, oh, this is what I do. This is my throw. It's something. It's a learned throw, I will say. So yeah, to block and then have somebody roll over it consistently is not only hurts your score, but I think it might hurt your feelings a little bit.
Oh yeah, I was so mad.
But then with Dexter though, I will say, this kid was, the nicest kid and very respectful. At one point, I think I was down, I don't know, 6 or 7 points, and then I was up 4 points. He brought it back, and once we finished and he won, he was like, "Oh my God, that was such a good game! Great bags." He's like, "I'm shaking." I was like, "Well, he had such a good game, so obviously he got complimented a ton." But I mean, I remember when we were playing in that final, that main boards when we first got paired together the first time, and I was shaking. Like I was right with that kid. I was like, I get it, man. I get it. But so then, yeah, he took me out of singles. Waited, I don't know how long for doubles to start. Probably like an hour and a half, which that is expected in between the singles and doubles. Played doubles. Got our first win. Again, I think we won 23-2. Yeah, I don't even know what I threw. I want to say I threw like a 9-3, but I'm not sure. And I swear to God, we waited 2 hours
Wow.
after that game. And once that happened, like I got to my second game and I was like, I couldn't care less about this in the moment because I was exhausted and like I almost fell asleep. Like it was just such a long period of time. And I don't blame Ruben. Ruben is put on some really good events. It's just that Pisa should understand, number one, that like we need the big field. We need to have like another 2 rows of boards. And I don't understand why they don't. Like we're the ones. When I go to my son's soccer game, I don't go and buy 6 beers. You
That's what I'm
know?
saying. We're the cornhole is bringing in so much money for Pisa. It's insane. And you're just I don't know all of the details. I don't know if it's Ruben picking the event. I don't know what it is, but from going to the big field to the small field, the distance between or the time between each game has been uh, very noticeable.
Right. Yeah. And that's it. Like I think when I was looking over there though, there was like a handful of kids, football kids, running routes. And I'm like, I know you can run around on this little field, and we need that space. So we're gonna need you guys to get off this field. But regardless, um, yeah, the weight. This is very much an excuse. There is some validity to this excuse, but still an excuse. Like the weight definitely threw me off and my partner off. Um, and I probably threw, I want to say, a sub 6 the next 2 games. You couldn't get me out of the building fast enough. I was like, the last game, I might just throw him just to the other partner just to get me out of there. Um, but when it was fun in the beginning, like the singles, there's really no better place. It's a lot of fun talking with everybody and bullshitting about different bags and whatnot, and watching, even like I said, even watching kids like Dexter. Even when I wasn't playing him, he was playing an older gentleman, and just the age difference. But like it doesn't mean anything on the board. Another another kind of thing with cornhole that is awesome. That you could be 12 and playing a 60-year-old, and it's as fair as it's going to be.
Oh yeah.
Um, it was a lot of fun. So nothing against the. I was just a little bit salty about the weight, but what are you gonna do? And so then you're like, oh, let me just get a couple more of these mini cornhole boards.
So
Um,
I think
Go ahead.
as soon as I lost that game against Logan, I was furious. I mean, I everyone that talked to me about that game, I told them I was never playing singles ever again. I said that to probably 50 people there. I was like, I don't even know why I signed up for this. I hate singles. I don't know why I play singles. I'm not good enough for singles. I hate singles. Blah 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 blah. And I ended up pulling it out. I ended up making a run through the losers bracket, playing some, I mean, insane throwers. I played Snatchco to get
Yeah,
into the
he's good.
finals. He
Played your dad, right?
played my dad. We
How'd
won't
that
talk
go?
about that one.
All right.
It's pretty bad.
Whooped him up, huh?
Yeah.
21 nothing.
I believe that's what it was.
Way to
Against
go, Easton.
against Snatchco. Um, I think it was at one point it was 20-20 or 20-17 actually, and he was up. It was 20-14, and I was losing. I was so frustrated, so angry. Because every time he gave me a chance to score, it was either a miss left, a miss right, or off the board. And he would give it right back, but it would give enough to where I'm still in the game.
Yeah.
And then it was 14-20 for I think 3 or 4 rounds. And then it was 17-20. And then one round later it was 22-20. And I've never seen Dave Snatchko throw a bag so hard off the ground and
Oh.
scream so loud.
Yeah, he's normally pretty reserved.
I mean, I had headphones in. I could hear him yelling the whole time every time I scored. And it was hilarious. I mean, it gave me all the confidence I needed to score the next point. It was great.
Yeah.
And he beat my dad. And I came all the way back through. And he told my dad, he said, I cannot wait to say that I beat both of the Moores boys. And didn't happen. Didn't happen how he planned it up. And he went back, and because he sat next to us, and he was livid. He was like, I wanted to say I beat both of the Moores boys today. I'm so pissed. It was hilarious. My dad told me this story because I was playing. I mean, I played ever since I lost to Logan. I forget what round that was. It was round 2. Game. What was it? It was game 100.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, it was a couple games before that. Let me look. But we played non-stop for, I don't even know how long that was, but it took forever, man. From game 88, I played up until game 126, non-stop, back-to-back games.
Must be nice.
I played a bunch of crazy people. I mean, I can't even believe I pulled off some of these wins. Some of these scores are insane to even look at right now. I pulled off an 18-21, 20-22, 14-26. It was just insane.
Alligator blood, man. Alligator blood.
It's just so many close calls going in my favor that I have no luck left in me, man. And then throwing against a guy named John Balog, I think is how you pronounce his last name, Balog.
Uh-huh.
I had to double dip him. First game was a tough one, man. I think it was something around like 14-21. But scoring those 21 points was awful. I mean, it was like pulling teeth to score 1 point off that guy.
Was he blocking?
No. He was... If we blocked, it was an accident because we were just going 4-bag, 4-bag, 4-bag. Non-stop. It was incredible how many 4-baggers I threw. I mean... It was like, I can't even believe it now that I won that game. And then the second game, I have the stats because the first game, I can't see the first game. I think ACL needs to fix that. But anyway, he threw an 8, and I threw an 8.57, and we played for 14 rounds. I had 34 in, 18 on, and 4 off. He had 31 in, 19 on, and 6 off. So not much room for error there. I mean, I had what?
You're gonna be in advance soon.
I am. On Facebook, he told me. He said, "You can bet your." I'll quote him here. Ruben Snyder says, "You can bet your Viper R's you'll be there tonight." So he's pretty serious. Sounds pretty serious.
Yeah. So then you got through doubles.
I got through.
On that crap.
Well, I finished singles.
I'm just so sick of you winning.
I finished singles. Went up and took a picture, and not a second went by when I am playing again with my teammate now. In a split second, they were actually waiting for me to finish that game. They were standing next to me waiting, because we were on the boards to the left of where we were playing. They were watching me play. I went up, took a picture, went straight back, and started doubles. I mean, I threw from 9 a.m. to 11 or not 11. It was like
I was gonna say, what
it
time
was
did
like
you end up
6.
leaving?
It was like 6:30.
Oh, that's miserable.
So from 9 to 6:30, I did not stop throwing bags.
Yeah, maybe if you're throwing, like you said, that's not so bad. But okay, so then you won doubles with your partner.
Yes, Lenny Geist.
And then, can we talk about the elephant in the room now?
What would that be?
The black extra small bucket hat.
Oh my god. It's not small. I have it with me right now. It says on the back, large, extra large.
Put a picture of it in the description of this podcast, and then put a poll next to it. Put your picture in it. And put a poll. Should Easton, quote unquote, throw this in his fireplace?
Oh, come on.
I'm kidding. But,
I got so many compliments on this thing. I'm not even kidding. So many people liked it.
Is you're getting so many wins, and the people you beat are like, I love your hat. Yeah.
Maybe maybe they think it's the hat.
Maybe.
We're gonna go to the next pizza event, and everyone's gonna be wearing an ultra bucket hat.
I hope not. That might be the straw that gets me out of cornhole. I'll sell my bag. If you have to wear a bucket hat, I am out.
Oh my god.
But so I didn't win anything. I threw Jekyll and Hyde all weekend. And Easton is basically a professional, is what we've concluded on this podcast.
Yeah, next week or this weekend coming up, I'm playing in Advanced up in Cleveland. So we'll see how that goes.
That should be interesting. I feel like I did watch a couple Advanced games that, while I was sitting for those couple hours, and to be honest, at least the ones I was watching, they were not that much better.
That's what I was thinking as well. I didn't want to say anything.
Situation.
I didn't want to toot my own horn, but I was like, man, these people are playing like the same people I played in competitive.
Well, I think there's two. It's almost like it's a roadblock, not a roadblock, but almost like a dam, where you go from an intermediate to competitive pretty quickly, and then once you're in competitive, you're almost like, I don't really want to go up to advanced. So then you have this like bolus of people that are all very, very good that probably could play in advanced, that are kind of trying to hold back the last possible minute.
Mm-hmm.
And you're still playing the same people. It's just, there might not be that, 4 or 5 that are just throwing like a 7-3 or a 7-4 that just crept into competitive. You probably have no easy games, but I wouldn't think much harder than you're at right now.
Oh yeah, I figured. I think that advanced. The only thing that's going to change is less bags off the board, and more left and right of the board. But still on. Like when we miss in intermediate, we're missing off the left, off the right, and off the front, off the back, left, right, and in the hole. 2 out of the 4 bags, 3 out of the 4 bags. Competitive, your miss is now left of the board, right of the board, not usually hitting the front of the board, and most of the time you're either in the hole or in front of it. So right. I think once I hit advanced, there's going to be less crap all over the board, less like almost hitting the front of the board and staying like right there on the front of the board, barely hanging on. Stuff in the way that shouldn't be in the way. I feel like it's going to be more straight up in the hole. Who can throw more in the hole? Or if you get that roll bag thrower, it's gonna be not good for me.
Yeah, well, really not good for many people. Let's be honest. So, but yeah, that was the weekend. I got Arden on Wednesday.
We did have Arden on
The
Wednesday.
league is coming to an end here soon, so we'll probably do some sort of follow-up podcast on that.
Little recap.
Little recap, and then if you're listening this long already, you know, congratulations.
Oh yeah.
First of all, and um, if you are, maybe throw an idea or two that you would want in the next podcast. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got. So
All right.